Hello, welcome to my channel, or welcome back if you're already subscribed. If you're not, please don't hesitate to do it. Today's video we're making a Lovey or security blanket, and this is gonna be part 1 out of 2. So yeah, let's jump to it. Okay, and for this project I'm gonna use the Bernat baby blanket. I already opened it, but I'm gonna insert a picture somewhere here with a picture of the yarn, and this is in the color ivory. And how I said it in the intro, I'm gonna use my 62 peg knitting loom, and then I'm also gonna use the hook that comes with the looms. And to start this baby Lovey or security blanket, however you call it. Okay, and before I start with anything else, I'm gonna use this little tube. This was actually a collar, like a Crayola collar. I just removed the inside and I let it to be like a straw. I'm gonna use a bobby pin, and then I'm gonna get the tail of my yarn and I'm gonna pass it through the bobby pin like so, and then I'm just gonna pass my bobby pin through, and let's see if this will work, which it may not. So let's scratch that, and then I'm just gonna try to be passing the yarn through the tube like so, and with a bobby pin I'm just gonna push it through like so until I get through here. You don't have to do this, by the way. I just find it easier to pass the yarn through the pegs, like instead of wrapping with the finger. Okay. Whoop. Okay, I'm gonna try to see if I can get it from here now. Anyway, this can be a pain to do it, but I think it's gonna be pretty helpful. So now that I have it, I pass it through it. I'm gonna just move it a little bit, and then I'm gonna make my slip knot, and then I'm gonna put my loop in the first peg right here that I'm gonna use, and then I'm gonna pass the tail to the inside, and then I'm gonna grab it through here. And like I said, you don't have to put this little straw in there. That's completely up to you. If you do, you can also use like those jumbo like smoothie straws, and you can just like cut it in the middle so it opens, and you insert the yarn, and then you can use it. But I don't have a straw, so this is what I'm using. Okay, so once I have my anchor right there, that is gonna be my first wrap, I will say. And I'm gonna cast on with a E-wrap, which I'm just gonna wrap, 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 wrap. And then, like I said, I'm gonna wrap 30. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Okay, so I have my 30, and then I'm gonna push them down. And once they're all down, if you have followed me for a while now, and you watch my loop knitting videos, you have noticed that every time I'm gonna start a new row, I never wrap the first peg. I always skip it and go to the next one, and that is because at the end of the project, that skipping the first peg in every round or row is gonna give you a clean edge, and it's gonna look just pretty and perfect and straight. So yeah, that's why I do it. So, and for this project we're gonna do the same thing. So I just wrapped this one, which is the end of my row. So now I'm gonna skip it, gonna leave it alone, and then I'm gonna go to my second one, and then I'm gonna wrap as well. Okay, so I'm gonna keep wrapping all the way until I get until I get to my first peg. And then this is our first one. So once we get to the first one, now you notice that every peg has 2 loops. So now we're gonna get our hook. We're gonna hold the tail, because if we don't hold it, everything may get loose and we have to start over again. So we go to the first loop that we made, and then we pass it through, and then we go to the rest of the pegs and we do the same thing. So we keep knitting off until we get to the end. Okay, so just got to the end. Now I'm gonna push every loop down. Okay, so the cast on is done. So now we're gonna start our pattern. Okay, and since we're skipping like every first peg when we start our row, always our first peg is gonna be an E-wrap, no matter the pattern that we're gonna be doing. And if it doesn't make sense, it will make sense once we start making the pattern. Okay, so just like we did with the first peg, we're gonna skip this one. We're gonna leave it alone. Okay, and then we're gonna wrap the next 4. Okay, let me use this hand so you guys can see better. So this is our first one. There's 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, and then we're gonna knit those 4 off. 1, 2, 3, 4, and this one is our 5th one. Okay, and then for the next 5, we're gonna do the purl stitch. So to do that, we're gonna, with the help of our hook, in the next 5 stitches, we're gonna pull them a little up. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We're gonna get our yarn. We're gonna place it like this in the bottom, and then we're gonna, with our hook, we're gonna grab the top loop like so, and then we're just kind of like wrap it around the one that we have there, and then whoop. Okay, let me do it again. Let me push this one a little bit, the one, and do it with my fingers. So I'm gonna place the yarn in the bottom. I'm gonna grab my hook, and then I'm gonna place this yarn like so. I'm gonna kind of like hug it with my hook, and then kind of like grab it at the same time and pull. And then we have this loop right here, and then with our hook we remove the other one that we have there. We remove it, we get our loop, and then we place the loop in the peg, and then we close. So that's our first one. And then the second one, the same thing. We put our yarn like so. With a hook, we grab the first loop, we place our yarn like this, we hug it, we grab it, and we pull. And then with our hook, we remove the previous one, we go and grab our loop and place the loop in the peg, and we close. So that's our second one. And then we're gonna do the same thing for the next 3. We grab, we place, we hug, we grab, and we pull. And then with a hook, we remove, we grab the loop, we place it in the peg, and we close. Okay, so that's 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. And then we need to do the same for the next 2. We grab the loop, place the yarn, hug it, grab it, pull, remove, grab the loop, place it in the peg, and close. Okay, and then wait, one more. Okay, we grab the yarn, we place the new yarn, we hug, we grab, and we pull. We remove, we grab the loop, we place it, and we close. Okay, and that's 5. And then for the next 5, we're gonna wrap. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then we need off 2, 3, 4, 5, and then next 5 we're gonna do the purl again. So with our hook or our finger, we go to the next 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We grab our hook, we place it like so, we grab with our hook, we place it like this, we hug it, we grab it, and we pull, and then we remove, we grab the loop, we place it, and we pull, and that's our first one. So that's what we're gonna repeat till we get to the end. So there's 1, 2, remove, I grab my loop, and I close. Okay, so that's our second one. I'm gonna fast forward to the next 3. So I just finished the other 5 with the purl stitch, and then for the next 5 it's gonna be the wrap. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then we knit off. Okay, and as you can see, I have 4 left, and that's the purl, so I'm gonna push them up, and then I'm gonna repeat. There's 1, 2, 3, and 4. And as you can tell, we had 5 in the beginning and we only have 4 in here. That is because I started with 30 pegs, which means when I made my cast, I only wrapped 29 instead of 30. But if you did wrap 30, you should have 5 left, and you should be good. Since I made the mistake to wrap only 29 and not 30, I'm just gonna wrap it twice just to cover my mistake there. If you did the same thing, if you by mistake, and I'm just gonna knit it off. So if you did the same thing by mistake, you wrap 29 instead of 30, just do what I did, just wrap the next peg twice. Okay, now we should have 5 purls, 5 E-wrap, 5 purls, 5 E-wrap, 5 purls, and 5 E-wrap. Okay, so now we're gonna push everything down. So once we push all down, I'm sorry if you can hear that in the background. It's raining right now, so that's the noise. Okay, for next row, I'm sorry. We're not, okay. So for the next row, we're just gonna repeat what we did in the first, in the previous row, and so we don't get lost. because it can be easy to get lost if we don't have the correct count. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna grab a piece of paper, and then I'm gonna start from here there. So there was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's the pearl. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's the E-wrap. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pearl. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. E-wrap. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pearl. 3 sets of pearls and 3 sets of E-wrap. Okay, and now when we go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, and 30. So we have 30 stitches right now, 30 pegs wrapped. Okay, so now I'm gonna follow this as a guide as we go so I don't get lost. Okay, so and how we're gonna do that. Okay, so like I said in the beginning, I'm not wrapping the first peg. Okay, so and we said that the first set was pearl, so I'm gonna put 4 stitches up, 2, 3, and 4, and then I'm gonna move this one a little bit like this so I can work, and then I move my yarn like so. Okay, and we're gonna just repeat the same thing. I'm gonna get the yarn, gonna place the yarn like so. I'm gonna hug it, grab it, and pull, and then we remove and we place and we close. Okay, and then again we grab, we place, we hug, we grab, we pull, we remove, we place, and we close, and then again grab, we place, we hug, we grab, we pull, we remove, we place, and we close, and then the last one, we grab, we place, we hug, we grab, we pull, we remove, place, and close. And that's our first set of pearls. Okay, for the next one, next 5 is E-wrap. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then I'm gonna grab the tail with this hand, and then with my hook I'm just gonna knit off. So this one, I can let that tail go now. 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then our next 5 stitches are gonna be pearl. So I'm gonna push 5 loops to the top. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then I repeat. Okay, I grab, oh shoot, okay, if that happens, if you can see the loop that is in my hook is the one that was wrapped here, so we don't let go of it, we just place it in the loop again, and we start again. We've got to be careful with that. Okay, so I grab, I place, I hug, I grab, pull, remove, place, and close. And that's what we're gonna be repeating for the next 4. And then after the next 4 is gonna be the next 5 E-wrap stitches, and then the next 5 purled, And then our last set should be E-wrap. So we finish all 5 with E-wrap. So I'm gonna go all the way here and then I come back once I get there. Okay, so I just finished that round and I just put all my loops down. So now we're gonna start a new row and we're gonna do the exact same thing. I'm not going to wrap the first peg like I've been doing it. So now I'm gonna wrap the next 4, 3 and 4, 2, 3 and 4, and with those 4 and this one is 5, and then we need off, and we're gonna repeat the exact same thing over and over, which it will be, let me just finish this once off. So I'm gonna continue doing this. And then I'm gonna stop once it measures now. Okay, so my job measures now around 3 inches long, and how you can measure yours, because it's kind of hard to just measure like this. What I do, I get it out from here. Just be careful so we don't mess anything up. So I put it like this. I grab my measure tape and then I go here. Then I just go. And that's how I get my measurements. Okay, so I'm gonna put it down again so I can show you what we have right now. I feel that you cannot appreciate it too much right now, but whenever it's like longer, we will be able to see the pattern better, and after we start doing like the second step for it. So let me zoom in a little bit and see if we can get a good view. See if you can see, this is the E-wrap and this is the pearl. Okay, so everything is gonna make more sense when we start like the next step. And for the next step, we're gonna basically do the opposite what we were doing here. So as we can see here, this is E-wrap and then pearl. So where we did E-wrap in here, we're gonna do pearl. So let's do that. And like I said before, we don't wrap the first peg. So I'm gonna turn my loom like this so I can give you guys a better shot. And then I'm gonna push these ones up so I can work. So remember, this is our first one, but we skip it, so we go to the second one. Okay, so we're gonna purl 4. Okay. So there's 1. 2. 3. 4. In the next 5, which was the pearl stitch, and we can see right here, we can use this as a guide. So here was our pearl set, so now we're gonna do it, it's gonna be E-wrap, so we're gonna E-wrap 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then we need off. And that's what we're basically gonna be doing. So now there's 5 purled, and then 5 E-wrap, and then 5 purled, and our last set was purl, so our last 5 are gonna be E-wrap. And we're gonna keep doing that same thing until it measures 3 inches. And as we like go doing the rows, when we're pulling this down, you're gonna see the change where we did like the opposite, and from there is where you're gonna keep measuring until you get the 3 inches. And then after you get the 3 inches, we're gonna do the opposite again, which is the first right here. So that's what we're gonna be doing all the way until our Lovey or security blanket measures 19.5 inches. So yeah, we're gonna be doing that, and I'm gonna do mine, and then I will be back. Okay, so I just finished the blanket. So now what we're gonna do is I'm gonna get a crochet hook. So we're gonna need a crochet hook, and since this yarn is chunky, I'm gonna need a big hook. So I'm gonna be using a millimeter crochet hook. And if you're making this blanket with a thinner yarn, you can just use a smaller hook. Okay, and we're gonna be using we're gonna use the hook to remove our blanket from the loom. And how we're gonna do that? So I'm gonna get my loom knitting hook, and then I'm gonna just fold my blanket so I can have free rings of the loom. Okay. So here's where we finished. So that's where we're gonna start removing the yarn. And we're gonna start with this one. So we're gonna remove it, and we're gonna be careful with it, and I'm just gonna make like a little bit of a loop. I'm gonna insert my hook, I'm gonna pull it, and then I was thinking to do like a single crochet, but I think we're just gonna make a slip stitch. So, and to do that, once we put the first loop in our hook, I'm gonna put my yarn like so, and I'm gonna pass it through the loop, so that's a chain. Okay, and that's gonna help us to have a space between each loop, so our blanket doesn't end up like this big. Okay, so now with the help of our hook, we remove the second loop, and we're gonna be careful. Now we're gonna grab it with our fingers, and then I'm gonna get my hook and put it inside the loop. So now we have 2 loops, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna pass this loop through the second one like so. Okay, and then again we're gonna, then I'm gonna get my tail again, I'm gonna wrap it in my hook, and then I'm gonna pass it through the loop that we already had. So that's a chain. And then with our hook, we're gonna remove the second loop. Be careful to not lose it. We grab it with our fingers, we get our hook, and then we insert the hook in it. Insert the hook in it, and then we pass the loop through the second loop, and that's how we're getting our H. So that's what we're gonna repeat all the way until we get to the end, and I'm gonna stop actually to this one, and I'm gonna come back when I have this one still in the peg so I can show you how we're gonna finish it up. So yeah, let's go ahead and do that, and then I come back. Okay, so in my last peg, and what I just did here, I just passed a loop through the other one. So now I'm gonna chain one, okay, then I'm gonna get the last loop, gonna pass it through, I'm gonna pass it through the loop, and then I'm gonna get my yarn, put it like so, and then I'm gonna pass it again, gonna make a big loop, gonna get my scissors, and then I'm gonna cut, and then I'm just gonna, here's the tail, here's the loop that we did, I'm just gonna pull, and then we pull so that closes. Okay, so in here it is, and then after we get it out, we just pull it a little bit so it stretches. Okay, so here is the blanket, not blanket, I'm sorry, Lovey or security blanket. And also, if you want to make it longer than 20 inches, you can absolutely can, or if you want it like wider than the 17 inches, you can also do it. All you need to do is, so if you remember in the beginning, we wrap 30 pegs, so you add okay, let me see, let me go back to that blanket. So we did 30 pegs, which gave us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 squares, which was 3 with purl and 3 with E-wrap. So to that you can just add one more square or 2 of them, and if you remember, there were 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. So if you add another square with another 5 more, it's gonna be 35. So just add like 5 more if you want to make it wider. Okay, so this is what we have. Okay, and I'm actually gonna make a second, I'm basically gonna do another Lovey, but it's gonna be just with E-wrap, because I want the Lovey to be to this side to be like this, and then to the back side it's gonna be fur. And that, my friends, is gonna be the second part for this video. So this is it for the first part. I see you in the second part.